Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much. I just want to make a correction that I'm not a president of the Namibia Security Workers Union. I'm just a union official of the Namibia Security Workers Union.
Thank you so much.
All right.
First of all, what had initially prompted the demonstration and why was this eventually called off?
Yeah. First of all, thank you very much for having this opportunity. Yeah, the demonstration was slaughtered for May Day because we believe that we have nothing to celebrate, because Workers' Day is being earmarked for the workers in the country to celebrate, but we come to the point that we see that there's no need for us because we don't see anything for us to celebrate, because security employees, they are still vulnerable and they don't have any benefits. The reason why we call off the demonstration is that the Honorable Minister, which we earmark his office to receive the petition, they indicate to us that they will not avail themselves because they are already having undertaking which they have to take place at Ushakati Stadium. That's the reason why we call off the demonstration which was slaughtered for 1st May 2025.
Okay, so it's been 4 months since the announcement of this decision. How has the compliance rate been since this new development?
Thank you very much. What is happening on the ground is that since now, January 2025, only few employers will comply with the phase-in of $13.50. Majority of the employers, they did not yet comply with the minimum wage. And now we have almost to 20 cases which we refer with the Office of the Labour Commissioner for the back payments. But as we are speaking right now, it's only percentage-wise, maybe only 10% of the employers who are complying with the current minimum wage. And this is what we see on the ground, that employees, they are still getting $8.75 instead of them being paid the current minimum wage. And what we did, yes, $13.50. And what we did also, we highlight because we wanted to make sure, is it the client who don't want to pay, or is it the employers who do not want to pay? What we did recently, we visit also some of the clients, where we find out that even the government entities, even the Minister of Labor, the custodian of the law, the guard who are stationed there, they are not being paid minimum wage because the client, which is the government, they do not want, or they did not adjust the invoice to the respective companies. As I'm speaking now, I'm from municipality, Windhoek. They did not, even them, they did not adjust the invoice to enable the employers to comply. That's the reason we are saying that we do a ground check, we do the employers and also the client, and this is where we are standing.
Speaking about non-compliance, how does your office now deal with a scenario where, in your case, that invoices are not adjusted? Is there a procedure that you have to take in place to make sure that these adjustments are done? In terms of duration, how long does it also take?
Yeah. Currently, what we did with those employers where we did a verification with their client, and we find out that the client, they comply, those we only refer the dispute to the Office of the Labour Commissioner. Because in terms of our law, which is the Act of 11/2007, it's a dispute of right, so we have only to refer the dispute to the Labour Commissioner. Those are the cases which we already filed, and we are asking the arbitrator to give an order to those ones who have been the client adjusted. Now the challenge is only on the client, who are refusing to adjust, or who are saying that they have already having a contract with a specific security company, and their contract obligation is not yet expired, then they cannot able to adjust. That's only the challenge which we do have. Then if we find out that it's a client we did not adjust, is now where we negotiate with the employers on how to, but to make it very clear is that timeline, when we find out that the employer is not complying, we refer dispute to the Labour Commission.
So you spoke about timeline, saying the case where now there's no adjustment to the invoice and so forth. what then happens to the security guards? Do they still get the 13, or you spoke about negotiation? Do you negotiate and meet halfway, or how does that work?
Yeah. To make it very clear is that as now we cannot renegotiate the gazette. What we do is only that if the client, they are not complying, then we say the company can continue paying, which is the deferral. Means the moment the client adjusts, then they make sure that backdated payment must be paid to the employees as of 1st January 2025. Thus, what we are saying is that those clients who did not yet adjust, we negotiate with the employers, allude to the employees, said, look, you owe the employees this amount as of 1st January. When you are going to receive your invoice or adjustment from the client, make sure that you inform your client that you owe the employees as of 1st January 2025. Then back payment is a must. It have to be paid.
Regardless whether there is adjustment from the invoice or not?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any plans to go ahead with the demonstration in the near future?
Yeah, we do have, we are going to do that. What we are busy doing, we are just trying to scale down and do all the interview to wherever we do have members, because we want to make sure that all the companies comply. So that if the company, they are not able to comply with $13.50, what about next year when the adjustment is going to be 16? And what about the other year?
2027.
Yeah, 2027. Because the whole objective of the wage order is to make sure that employees, they are fair compensated. That's why now we are busy educating our members and make sure that wherever we have members, company comply. Those who did not comply, we make sure that we take a legal route to take them with the Office of the Labor Commissioner, so we get a court order to force those companies to comply.
Mr. Frans, David, just quickly, any closing remarks on this matter?
Yeah, what we want to highlight is only that employers, they must take this thing seriously, and also the client, they must realize that their property are being killed off by the security guard, and security guard need to be respected and need to be compensated fairly. And mind you is that people, they have to understand that when you are coming to the work, the person who is opening your door when you are entering your office is a security guard. When you are closing, the same security guard is the one which is going to close that door. Security are the people in Namibia, or the employees in Namibia, who are working more hours, more than 12 hours. But end of the day, these are the people who doesn't have job security, don't have any benefits. Thus, we are saying that we must take this as a collective actions to make sure that the livelihood of the working poor is being attained, and for us to have decent salary and decent wage.
Thank you so much for giving us insight on that matter, and we hope nothing but the best for all the security guards.
Thank you very much.